Alright, so welcome to Module 0 of this course. Specifically, we're looking at really discussing, we want to discuss what does it take to start up my class? What does this setup look like? Alright, where am I? Well, right now, I'm in the #1 online IDE you can use. Now, you can use Visual Studio if you so desire, and in certain situations, it might be a really good idea if you want to develop and debug. And I will be using Visual Studio in this course. It doesn't really take a whole lot to set up Visual Studio. You download it, install the right utilities for C. So if I come into my Windows, I'm on a Windows by the way, and I look at Visual Studio installer, all right, get the latest Visual Studio. When it installs, all right, for Visual Studio, it's going to have this installer pop up. It might not look exactly like this, but it's going to pop up. Do not, by any means, just click through this. This is the most important part of what you need to do. So it's showing you what's installed, and now let's see what we can install. And I want to do that by modifying this instance of Community. So I have Visual Studio Community 2022. It is absolutely free. If you're a student at a university or you're going to the university that I teach at, you can actually get the professional version for free because you're a student. Go to Visual Studio subscription, make an account, say you're a student. It replaces DreamSpark from years ago that allowed us to download applications that Microsoft specifically wanted us to learn for free. With that being said, you can also get Azure credits if you want to start becoming more familiar with cloud and the way cloud works with your development. And there's a lot of other neat things that Microsoft and other big tech firms like Oracle and whatnot give to students to help them get their feet off the ground when learning something like one of the languages they support. But because we're doing C, C is a non-proprietary language, means there is not a specific organization that really champions C, all right? C is championed by the developers like ourselves through an organization called ISO, all right? And if you want, you can go and get the ISO documentation from the community drafts for free from open-std.org. And what you can do is you can read what has actually been agreed to allow the C language to do. But what I really want to show off right now is this. So if I want to develop using C, I have to make sure that I can spawn a C++ application, and it looks like I can. I've already said yes. Great. I'm going to close this. And then if you've done that and it installed just fine, then all it really takes is for you to open up Visual Studio. All right, I'm opening it up right now. Here we go. I will go and create a project or a solution. I do not save it in your profile, okay? Save it like on the C drive or somewhere else. Notice that the tone of my voice changed because I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, it doesn't really matter, but it does. And the reason why it matters is because when you save anything to a folder structure in Microsoft's OS, wherever, it doesn't matter, Windows Server, X, Y, and Z, whatever, it is governed permissions-wise by least principal, which literally means that whatever your lowest permissions are, those are the permissions that are going to execute when you try to access something. Well, that's a problem. You might think, I own my PC, I own my box, I own my Windows machine, so I should always have access to whatever the heck I want, whenever the heck I want, because I'm the administrator. But there's a fun fact about your profile. See, in your profile, where your name, it spawns your name or whatever username you have, you are not an admin here. Yes, you do have that box checked that says you're an admin, but there's another box that's checked called contribute. And because we use least privilege in Windows environments, the contribute permission is the one that's going to fire, not your admin permissions if you save your Visual Studio projects or solutions in your profile. So what you need to do is, you shouldn't do this. You should actually go to the C drive, or if you have a D drive or a subsequent drive, I have other drives I can use. I think for now, I'm just gonna go to the C drive, so let's do that right now. We're gonna go here, C. Oh, look, I haven't done it yet. So I'm gonna say new. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna say new folder. And I'm gonna call it something interesting like repos. All right. Now that I have it here, what I'll do is I'll say, I want you to use that guy. And that is it. But I don't want to open. I want to create. My apologies. We're going to create. Once again, whatever I said right now is still valid because we still have to tell it where to go. So this one, we want it to be C++. Do I have... yep, here we go. And you know you're talking or you're touching a C++ application because it'll say C++ on it right here in one of the tags. At this point, it doesn't really matter which one I select. I think I'll select console app. It does matter. My apologies. We're going to say console app in C. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place it in the... No, we're not. We are going to change this to the folder we just created at the C drive root. There we go. Excuse me. Down here, create. And you can't see it, but it popped up on my left screen. Here it is. This is C++. A lot of the things in C++ look the same, but if you want to run this as a C application, you have to change the CPP to a C. And that's it. Now I will tell you that using C++ to write C is quite cumbersome. So what you actually can do is you can log into REPL.it with your Google account preferably, so you don't have to keep on remembering your password. And then create REPL. Excuse me. See? And here you go. And that's it. You can also upload very easily from here to GitHub. Wow. I got something in the back of my throat. 1 second. Much better. So here we are. I created a new REPL, and the easy situation here is if I want to connect this REPL to GitHub, there's a Git extension in the tools section. All I do is click it. It's still all free. And then I commit it to my GitHub. My Git is already linked, so I'm already signed in. If I want to commit, I would just go to here. My apologies, I need this to finish actually. Interesting. But either way, you can commit to Git straight from here. If you need more information, I have all the links. Just reach out. Either way, good luck. Have fun. Ciao.